time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to Power Hour Live. Today is January 23rd. Had a little rally this morning. S&P is currently up 1.75 points. Just barely green. NASDAQ's up 73. Russell is down 50, down almost 2%. Russell's been weak all day long. The Dow is also down a little more than 0.5%, 302 points. Gold up 1.5%. Silver up 6.25. 102, Watson. Silver is at 102. Notes and bonds, a little bit green. 10-year yield down 0.5%. Oil is up 3%. Natural gas up another 4.5% after a big run this week. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all finished green. Wheat finished up almost 3%. Euro and the pound are up pretty decent. The euro's up 0.65% versus the dollar, and the pound is up 1%. Bitcoin up about 0.75%, back above 90,000. VIX is almost unchanged, a little bit green from yesterday's close, currently at 15.67. As far as my trades today, my BIX, I've had every single tranche one side stopped, but no double stops. Oh, I take that back. I did just get a double stop on that little flush. So one double stop. Looks like down, well, TAT says 2,200 after selling some longs, probably a little under 2,000. So we'll see where that shakes out. Day trades, I am still in Tesla. Little tiny bit of over trading today. I'm up about 800. This Tesla trade could either put me more in the green or put me red. So we'll see if Tesla can get a little bit of legs into the close. Starting to get a little bounce in the NASDAQ and S&P the last 10 minutes here. I did a 6-7 put calendar with some decent size today. That's up 17%, so about 3,500. My 1 DTE is up about 27%. My 6-7 is on the 69.10 strike, so it's dead center. I'm definitely going to hold some over the weekend, unless we have a crazy move here during Power Hour. Looking at the schedule for next week, the only thing on Monday is durable goods, and that's pre-market. So, you know, if there was something on Monday, I would think differently potentially, but so I'll probably hold a good portion of that over the weekend, or I'll probably take off half or so and then hold the rest over the weekend. Tuesday, while we're on the calendar, Tuesday, President Trump speaks. It says tentative. Due to speak about the economy in Iowa. Okay. Consumer sentiment, consumer confidence, Richmond Manufacturing Index, also Tuesday. FOMC is on Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, unemployment claims pre-market. Friday, PPI pre-market. And I think that's all for my trade. Oh, Elmo's. I did Did I just do the one Elmo? Yeah, just one Elmo and I got stopped. So I probably would have done more. I was on a pretty lengthy call with Jordan from Trade Steward, trying to get a benefit to you all. Been trying to do that since we started, but they're kind of in a better position where they've got more staff and things, so they're willing to kind of put something together for you all. So for you Trade Steward folks, no details yet, but we'll have something worked out here pretty soon. So excited about that. That was the first time I'd really talked to him at length. I chatted with him a ton, but anyway, it was a good talk. And what else we got going on here? The wheel, I didn't do any wheeling and dealing today. All the wheel positions are doing pretty well. Here, let me pull these up. Hood, that position is a little bit red, but it's up 1.5% today. Bitcoin's up a little bit today. So that trade is still in the green. The calls are just a little bit profitable. Nebius, it was up earlier. It's down 1% now. Pretty close to needing to roll those calls down. We're over, it looks like right at about 50%. I'll give it over the weekend before I do anything. Netflix, we put that on after the dip in earnings. It's up a little bit. Rivian is our problem child. Rivian's down another 3% today. Those options are starting to get a little deep in the money. SLV up another 6+% today. Not to a point where we need to roll those puts up yet, but doing well. UNG, we already rolled those puts up this week after some big moves, and these are in the profit as well. So that is the wheel. How'd everybody else do today? Well, did you rack up some Elmo profits today? Definitely a couple little pockets of potential. 3 winners. Nice. Yeah, I got caught. I was at like 22% profit in this little consolidation here, kind of late morning, but didn't quite. I think I got to 22% right before the drop, and I ended up getting stopped. So that was unfortunate. And then I was just unavailable to monitor the rest of these little pockets of consolidation, so I didn't put any more on. Oh, you went stopless, huh? Yeah, mine hit my and it, of course, this is how stops typically work, right? Barely ticked it, and then went my strike was at 69.05. I had it set at 2 points below, so 69.03. Got down to 69.01. So got me out by 2 points and then bounced. All right, Tezzy's Momo has fizzled, so it's right at that last Friday's high level. Once it kind of broke above that, and then I put a little trend line on that little thing right there. It's when it broke. That's where I entered, and now it's just sitting back on that level. So I'll give it a moment. I'm in 7 DTE, so the decay isn't bad, but Definitely not showing much movement to the upside here in the indices or many stocks. It's not? Do you need it up too? I figured it 450. Okay. So you were in the tent when we had the push up this morning. Nice little run this morning. Once that kind of faded out, I should have just called it a day as far as directional trades. I even knew, coming into today, I had my biggest day of the year directionally trading yesterday. And so coming in, I know I have to kind of be aware of that. Be observant of my want and desire to trade more. And I did pretty good. I mean, I re-entered AMD, which ended up being another scratch, re-entered Tesla. But I didn't do anything crazy. Still managed risk well. But, when we get in these little choppy, and it's Friday, definitely could have walked away from any additional directionals. Yes, TS trades. Or listen to the Trade Hacker Mindset podcast, which highlights trading in the zone. We've got one more week in January. I think I'm gonna keep my trade size the same for one more month before I start to scale anymore. I had a bad week last week, but definitely manageable. But last weekend, I don't think I mentioned to you guys last weekend, after I had a red week day trading, I kind of went through in TradeZilla all my trades, all my setups, reviewed them on the chart. Really kind of tried to replay them as I was doing them and see what I could do different, and took notes on them. And it really helped this week. I managed risk a lot better. I cut, the biggest thing for me is cutting losers quick. When I can do that, the rest takes care of itself. And that was very apparent when I was kind of reviewing all my data. So having said that, if you guys aren't using something like TradeZilla, I think you're really hurting yourself, because just having all that data at your fingertips, even using a spreadsheet. I know some of you guys are real spreadsheet whizzes, so you could probably get the data you need, but using a platform that gives you all that data on your trades, like a TradeZilla or Trader Sync, I would highly, highly encourage it if you don't have it. Russell trading at the lows. Contact. I have it. It syncs to your brokerage account. So obviously I'm using TOS, which is Schwab. So it just syncs directly to it. So as you take trades, it just automatically brings it over, and then all you have to do is go in and tag your trade. So there's a little work up front where I've basically created a list of setups that I use, and I just have them labeled as, some of the different levels that I use, like pre-market high, pre-market low, previous day high, previous day low, trend line break, reversal, all the different strategies, Mighty 90, volume runner, all the different things that I trade. And then, so it syncs it over, and then I just go in and tag it with the correct setup. And then I put some other stuff in there, like I tag it with like the trade size that I used. Like right now, I'm using buying power to make sure I don't have more than a $2,000 loss on a trade. So right now I tag it with options trade up to 2K max loss. That's kind of just how I have it labeled. And then I label, and then I tag it with the specific day of the week. So all my trades today would be tagged with a Friday. I tag it with, let's see, what else do I do? Well, I can just bring it up on the screen. Like if I go to Meta, for example, I give it a trade rating. So whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, I can tag it with a mistake. So like if I cut it too early, if I held a loser too long, if I held too long through chop, you can kind of put in kind of mistakes that you have a tendency to make. So you can kind of tag those with different mistakes. My setups, as I mentioned, pre-market high, pre-market low, all the different setups, expiration. So, I want to be able to run. And so by doing all these things that you input allow you to run reports based on those things. So, I could run a report on all my trades that I took that had 7 days to expiration, which obviously are going to be Friday trades. I can do all the ones with 0 DTE expirations. I can do all my trades on Friday versus all my trades on Mondays. And then I tag it as either a day or a swing trade. And then, like I said, my position size. So like right now I'm trading position size based on a 2K max risk. So I tag it with that. And then I can go in and I can run reports on all this stuff and analyze that data and figure out what's working, figure out what's not working. You can see like time of day that you traded. You can see it. It has a chart in here, so you can see your executions. So when I got in, when I scaled. There's also a trade replay, kind of like you might be used to in Trading View, where you can kind of do like back testing. I haven't actually used it. I've been meaning to. I do some trade replay and stuff in Trading View sometimes, but I need to try the TradeZilla one. I haven't tried it. Yeah, so I'm just doing my directional trades because similar to TraderSync, like these systems don't do well with expiring options. So, I let a lot of SPX stuff expire. Sometimes I use the same strike throughout the day, and then it groups it incorrectly. So there's some of those little nuances with TradeZilla that don't really work well with that either. So and really what I want the data for is my directional trading. And so that's the only thing I use it for. But the other thing is, I like to post my results every day. And like at the end of the week, I like to post, use it for my weekly video. If options expire, they technically don't settle till the next day. And then so it's hard to report that. So for all those reasons, and some of that doesn't make any difference to somebody like you all using it, because you don't have to report to a community. But there's just a lot of different things of why I don't use it. Like I used to use TraderSync, and it became a nightmare trying to reconcile all my 0 DTE stuff at the end of every day. So I went back to spreadsheets, but then I found TradeZilla and decided just to use it for my day trading, and it's been really good. Go to the FAQ and resources channel. I'll link it right here. There's a link to TradeZilla in there. You get I think it's a 20% discount for NT members. Oh yeah, you can do multiple strats in the same account for sure. It's just like with zero DTE, when I was doing, and it was really when I was doing a lot more automated stuff when I was using TraderSync, you know, you'd have overlapping strikes and you'd use I wouldn't use it for BICs because you get a lot of overlapping strikes and then it groups them together. So that was kind of problematic. Yeah, and then the journaling Medfly in it, I use it all the time. I type in it. It also has a voice deal where you can just hit the microphone and talk your notes into it. S&P is a little bit red. Yeah, TradeSteward does have good reporting if that's all you're using. I think, can you journal in those too? I think you can. Like take notes with all your trades. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, TradeZilla, Medfly. So for example, I'll bring up that meta example, my meta trade today. So it's got the chart, and you can scroll down or click here, and here's where I can put all my notes. You know, I can talk about why I took the trade. I can take screenshots and put those in here, which I do a lot. You've got the little microphone, so I can just speech to text all my notes, makes it easy. You know, if you watch the monthly my trade plan video about day trading, I have my trade plan in here, and so I read through that every single morning. It's got a progress tracker where you can keep I haven't really used this, but you can, you know, have things that you need to check off as a part of a routine every morning, or throughout the day. Just all kinds of stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, Tezzy's still holding that level. It's just not doing anything. I will be cutting that here shortly. I do have I still have my swing trade in Tesla, which I'm holding. This current one is a day trade, though, so I will get out of it here before MOC. MOC in less than 10 minutes. Nice, Moel. Popping off Wooga profits. No Woogas for me today, partly just because I wasn't available. All right, so my calendar. Let's see, how much of that do I want to take off? Do you guys take a 6-7? Today it's up 13%. I did a 42 lot on that one. A little more size than normal. I'm going to take off 25 of those. Netflix trying to bounce back up towards highs. S&P back in the green. My 1 DTE is up 25%. I'm going to just go ahead and let the bot close that out near the end of the day. My bot is set to close that at 5 minutes before the bell. So I will let the bot close that one out. Medfly, no, I don't. The only thing I use TradeZella for is my directional trades. For my BICs, I just run reports in Interactive Brokers. The other things just give me everything that I need. So I don't really need all that data for my other stuff, but it would sync to those. You may just have to do some manual. If you have a lot of shared strikes, you may have to do a little bit of manual grouping once they sink into the system. I tried to backtest this, Brandon, and I didn't really find necessarily any edge to back up what I'm about to tell you, but it really always seems to me that if we have a little bit of a VIX overnight expansion like we did today, the VIX was up, the S&P was down a little bit, the VIX gapped up almost 2%, 1.79%. And it seems like when we have a Friday when there's not a lot going on, and we get a little bit of an overnight expansion, those 6-7s just seem to do really well. I've been considering kind of sizing them up anyway because they have been pretty profitable, except for those times we have those big moves. But overall, they've been pretty good. So today, just kind of all those things kind of felt like it'd be a good day to size up a little bit. Dark Avenger, are you not listening? Because I keep saying things, and then you come in and you ask the question that I just said. My 1 DTE is up 25%. I'm just going to let the bot close it at the end of the day. MOC in 4 minutes. What are these little Mahomes trading for here? SPX is at about 15. $15 butterfly trading for about $1.30-ish. So I'll try to do a little scalp here. I'm going to get out of my Tesla day trade. Tezzy. Well, we're getting a little bounce in the cues. I'll give it one more minute. We got 3 minutes till MOC. Turn on my financial juice. Yeah, Netflix
According
and
to RAS,
Intel,
Monday's
just letting those
Senate
expire.
vote is to be postponed until Tuesday. That's due to weather.
All right, I'm at a Tesla. Okay.
1 minute go down to weekly market and close imbalance data.
Mahomes. Trying to get filled on the 15 fly. At $1.45. Changing to $1.40.
10 seconds.
Now it's up to 17. It's pushing on me. Filled one at $1.40.
Market
we
and
go.
close imbalance. S&P 500 sell side 85 million. Nasdaq 100 sell side 314 million. Dow 30 sell side 160 million. Max 7 sell side 396 million.
Tiny sell side. This was a scalp, so I'm going to try to get out at, what did I get filled at? $1.40. So I'll try to get out at 90 cents. I wanted to test this little drawing tool that I have on Loom. Can you guys see this drawing on my screen? Okay, cool. That's handy. I'd never used that. It's just it's on Loom, this which is the recording device I use. I have another drawing tool, but it's just kind of clunky. It's called Epic Pen. I used to draw my screen all the time when I was kind of teaching stuff, but when I was on a Mac, and they had a really good one that I liked because all I had to do is push a button and it would trigger and I could just draw. But the one for my PC is kind of clunky. Epic Pen is the best one I found, but this is just on Loom. SPX down to 13. Down in the 12s. 11. I taught you how to trade, Dark Avenger. Now, like back when I was doing, like when I was recording my courses and that kind of stuff, I used to be on a Mac, and so I had the drawing tool on there that was really easy to use. Yeah, I think it was called Screen Brush or something like that. So if you have a Mac, that's the one to use, and you need to draw on your screen. S&P back up to 14. What does this do? Oh, did you guys see that graffiti? Woohoo! I'm going to start doing that every time I have a winning trade. That's just another little loom thing. All right, SPX, we need a move away from 15. You could get into the 15 butterfly for about 215 right now, maybe. Got about 5 minutes to go. Just don't know if we're going to get much movement here. I was just trying to scalp that one. My one DTE just filled to exit. %26. I don't know. I'll have to look at. I don't know. I forgot about the Discord soundboard. Let's see. I think they changed it. It doesn't look like it used to. All right, SPX still at 14. Tezzy finally a little bounce. That would have helped. That would have helped about 10 minutes ago, Tezzy. SPX at 14. We've got 2.5 minutes to go. Need to move away from 15. Yeah, I think they took my soundboard away in Discord. That's unfortunate. SPX at 16, 2 minutes. Got some bounces coming in. Tesla is bouncing. Netflix pushing towards highs. Amazon a little bounce. Ooh. SPX up to 17. Up to 18. Right at break even. I hate getting stuck in these scalps because it is not a good risk reward. Back down to 16. Back down to 15. Ugh. That's the downside of the old scalp.
Order cancelled. Order
Ding,
cancelled.
ding, ding. Looks like
Order
69.15.6. 69.15.6. So pretty close to a pin. All right, all. That's a wrap. Just kind of a meh day. Some winners, some losers. We'll be back Monday for some more fun in the sun. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.